What was that?
Perfect.
You want to be that guy?
Wow.
Good morning, Crypto Nation!
Let's go! It is time to get this party going despite how the week began. The middle of the week is quite interesting, y'all. Let's get it, Data
We
Lord.
about
Let's
to
get
have a. We got like I had trouble picking the news today. It was all good. What is that crap? Ah. So, anyways, welcome to Decentralized TV. This is Crypto and Coffee. I am the Data Lord, and this is Jaime, and we are your hosts for this morning. We talk about crypto, we drink about coffee, and this is to you.
A chill one. Cheers.
I mean, we flipped that script, buddy. When you get your windows barely open in the evening, you know, like it's iced coffee time, isn't it?
Nice.
It kind of is.
Let's get some energy today. Hump day.
We're trying to cool it down. So, you know, I'm actually wanting to flip this around a little bit.
All right, let's do it.
Jaime, can you show us the Bitcoin charts? Then we'll look at the general markets.
Hell yeah. Let's do this, baby. Here we go. So, this is where we're at in Bitcoin land. We are on the weekly and take a look at where, let me simplify this chart completely as best as possible so you can see where we stand. So here we are. Bitcoin since January did the pump right up to the death cross, pulled back, tapped it, tried to tap it again, and finally broke through the 50 moving average. And not just the 50 moving average, freaking 200 moving average, which historically Bitcoin had never fully closed under a full candle underneath it until we dropped it right here at the Luna collapse. Now, when you see this, we had, ever since we crossed up around March, we had not come to test the 200 moving average as support. This is the first couple of weeks where we're testing it and dragging across it. So the big question is, what is next? Well, for one, because this has been historically multi-year level that Bitcoin had never closed under a full candle, this is usually a good foundation. It's a safe place to pick up some Bitcoin for all you children of the corn, as I am. Now, what are the little
the Bitcoin?
The Bitcoin. So now, not only are we looking at the 50 weekly moving average and the 200, now we lay over the Gaussian channel, which usually is a great guide as to where Bitcoin finds levels where you see accumulation and attempts to break through or below. You know, it follows these besides the 200 moving average. Well, if we look at this, we have a double support here. We have not only the 200 weekly right up here, but also the median of the Gaussian channel right down here at around 25,200 more or less. And then finally the 50 weekly moving average with the bottom of the Gaussian channel just below it. This is a Dragonfly Doji, which is usually a reversal pattern. So as long as we stay above in terms of a body of the candle, not the wick, not the little tail, but the body of the candle stays above here, you could pretty much, we could wick as far as you want. And you can see historically Bitcoin has done that, and all paper hands sell usually during that drop thinking it's the end. Don't do it, guys. At least not your hodl bags. If you're day trading, you're panicking, that's on you. So on this, having said that, we are at a great state. Now, we could, and very likely, rally right back up to the top of the Gaussian and drag there, which is around 29,700. Or let's look at the buy levels. If you've broken down as recommended into 6 portions, your trading capital. A lot of people don't do more than 5%. You take your own risks. You do your own research. But where are the levels if we were to wick down or break down? So the first level, of course, we're looking at is around 25,290. So 25,300. And we always look for confluence here. So here's what else. I just moved us to the 3-day, which is lower time frame. And we have the 50 moving average moving up alongside this channel. So it is plausible that we may come down to test it, which is sitting around 24,700. So that's one level we could. And I had written a note here for my own reference that if we stay above the weekly basis, we are likely to run back up. But no, we've been dragging just below it. So there could be a pullback, maybe a wick down to this level, which is a buying opportunity, of course, for the long run. For day trading, the 200 with the middle of the Gaussian, let me move it back here. This is a safe place to do a day trade, a spot trade. And then the other one, if it breaks down, is another safe spot. And of course, the 50 weekly moving average around 22,000. So those are the two levels we're watching for this week. Either we run up to the 29,700 or we may wick down to the 25,200, 24,000 and looking at the 3-day. So that's where we're at. Back to you at the studio, Data
Yeah.
Lord.
I mean, we're both at the studio, aren't we? But I mean, really.
For me, I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
Ever since I was told that corn was real, it tasted good.
Did you think corn wasn't real?
But when I tried it with butter, everything changed. I love corn. Corn.
So the reason I show you that is because that's
I
what
am a
we
child
are,
of the corn.
children of the corn.
Yes, we are. I'm with you, little buddy. When we add butter to it, god damn, it changes our world.
We had technical analysis, everything changed. I'm so dumb sometimes. But I had to.
Absolutely. Because
I
we're sweaty
apologize.
nerds here, man. Come on.
It's cone. So looking at like the general markets here, right? And unfortunately, let's make that a little bigger.
There we are.
Look, we're a 175% kind of a family here. So it looks like generally Bitcoin, like Jaime was showing, is flat at the moment. Small pullback. Really, we're just testing support. Ethereum's doing the same thing because it's boring and it copies Bitcoin. That's what it does. Looking at BNB doing the same thing. This is actually good for the space, though. It means things are starting to stabilize out. The volatility is chilling out. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
And once you start flirting with the bottom of a bear market, you'll notice the volatility slows down, because it's like we had a pendulum and it's just like, whoa! And it's just up and down, high highs, low lows. It doesn't really know where to find itself. But then as the energy of that starts to chill out, we actually do settle on wherever that bottom is. People gain confidence, and that's where the steam engine takes off. So we're in a really ideal position. Now, you might notice everything's bleeding except for, oh, no, everything's bleeding. Look, isn't that good? Here's the deal. When everything's bleeding, you scoop that dip, boy. You scoop that dip. And
Scoopy, grab that chip.
Yeah, and I what the hell do we know? I mean, really, what are we talking about? I mean, we just called that pattern. Check this out. So Litecoin. So for people who don't know, now you know. And if you don't listen, that's on you. The orange here on August 2nd. That will be the halving of Litecoin. Now, what the hell is a halving? Well, for people who don't know, proof of work coins have a fixed supply most times, and whenever they have a halving every 4 years for Bitcoin and Litecoin, what we see is the amount of energy it took for people to mine that cryptocurrency stays the same, but the amount they get gets cut in half. And so what that does is that reduces the supply, or the introduction of supply, I should say. So that creates demand. It's sort of a mechanism built in to kind of force the price higher, and it really tends to do so. And so
Yes.
what we end up seeing is approximately 2 months prior to the halvings, historically, Litecoin's had really big run-ups. Bitcoin's had really big run-ups. And so I want us to pay attention to that, because if that pattern holds true, that's around June 5th or the week or two after. Okay. Week of, if not a week or two after. So I'm eyeballing this time frame right here for a really big price move. And we were watching this channel here, right? We tried it up and we created a wedge. And as soon as that wedge tightened, we punched through it. So that's really, I can't tell you how predictable that kind of trading is. This big run up happened because of the Taproot upgrade. We've been covering that here on the show. And so Litecoin now supports NFTs. And so now that Litecoin supports NFTs, and it might be used for some other, mechanisms, maybe storing hashes, for example, outsourcing parts of proof of stake systems onto proof of work systems, which would be really cool. We saw the price run up. Well, people are just kind of taking profits on, the locking those in, shaking out weak hands before we do another run up. So what this means for you on the hourly is this is a great buying opportunity. It looks like, it looks like we bled out some. It kind of found support at this green level, and it's kind of going sideways a little bit. So not financial advice, but pay attention. If you're looking to get big bags before we do a run up, this could be a good opportunity. Is this the lowest we'll go? I don't know, but I wouldn't cry at these prices if let's zoom out and look at the big picture of where Litecoin has gone historically during these sorts of run ups, right?
And that's why you divide your bag into 6 pieces or 5% or however you like it. Because if that's not the floor, but you bought some, don't worry, you're getting even cheaper at the next leg. So keep that in mind.
Correct. And, if we're talking a $400 Litecoin or a $300 Litecoin, and you're buying it at $86, you're gonna feel pretty good. You're gonna feel pretty smart about that move, in my opinion. So that being said, bear market is the time to get your position. So even if there isn't a run up here, and I think there will be, you're still positioned very, very well for whenever it does seek all-time highs. So pay attention to that. And on a much tighter time frame with Bitcoin, you can see we have really found this key level here on 27. And that's good because we had no history of this before. If you look over here, like this is dead man's, there's no history here. And so it's actually necessary that we printed that history, because between 23K and 30K, we didn't have anything happen in that band at all. Bitcoin didn't, it ripped right through it. There was no support testing. There was no resistance testing. It just yeet on through. And so it's beautiful, actually, for the long run, that we do have, these levels over here being printed, because, right here, we just ripped right through it. And then we tapped at 30K, tapped at 33K, tapped at 34K. And then over here, this is the only point at which the history has ever really gotten into this channel long term, under saying, hey, tap 28's the level. We went lower, found our 19, and we've been rocking in this channel. That's so healthy for Bitcoin long term. It really is. Like, I can't tell you, when we're in a big bad bull market and we come out of that and we start testing for bearish activity, we're going to be glad this is the floor. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, my bags are at least not going to be bled out down to, the teens. My goodness, because really, I mean, before this whole sideways action, Jaime and I both thought that 16K, maybe 12K was like our bottom target.
Absolutely.
But the floor is higher now. It really is.
Yes, and it's because of the strength that Bitcoin showed from January all the way to recent tops. So, and it's above major levels. So worst case scenario, it'll wick, but I highly doubt it'll come way down there.
Yeah, I'm
But
even
everything's
skeptical
possible,
about a
though.
Wick. Oh, sure. I'm just not skeptical because there's so
Yeah.
many there's so
It-
many Hail Mary buy orders that like
Yes, I have Hail Marys
yeah.
down there.
I
And
mean, you
historically, Bitcoin
why
does
not?
take a shit right before the run up. So be ready.
Oh, the emphasis, my guy. It's so good. So that's our price action for the day. Just pay attention. Look, if I say something, it's not because I'm feeling like randomly saying it.
No, we try to
Just
do
trust.
our due diligence.
So want to say what's up in the chat. Indo holding down the fort. I see you, brother.
Indo, good morning,
Good
sir.
morning. Happy hump day.
It's got to
Happy
get it
hump
done.
day to you. I hope the markets don't hump you too hard. Here we are. So let's get into the news, shall we? Because we drink about coffee, read about crypto. So Coinbase to roll out Moving America Forward, a national campaign for crypto. So this type of news really encourages me that like
Yes.
even though Coinbase, Brian Armstrong is pissed that like the US won't give him some basic like
And the SEC is attacking it
it's
full
so
on,
bad.
despite the fact that we're working for years with the SEC. Now they get Wells notices and all this shit, and they have to look outside. Yet they're not abandoning ship. They're doing this.
Yeah, well, and we saw some news articles recently that kind of tipped that off that like, hey, Coinbase is founded in America, is pro-America, is like trying to get America to not get left behind. And so Coinbase will do what Coinbase needs to do to survive just the same.
Yep.
Coinbase isn't giving up on America. Coinbase is going to form like a some formal campaigns around this. So let's read this here. The ad will emphasize the financial innovations facilitated via crypto and raise awareness for Coinbase events and lobbying efforts. That's so good. This is how you do it. You peacefully assemble and
Yep.
you let your
Press
voices be
release.
heard, and you become so loud they can't ignore you. Not because you're being violent and being foolish, but because you're being reasonable and upstanding. That's how you
Yes.
that's how you win the masses over, right? What's up, Gandhi?
Hey, good morning, Gandhi.
Good morning, Crypto Nation. I see you. So, United States crypto exchange Coinbase, or Coinbase as we call it, is rolling out another national ad campaign in America, focusing on the critical role that crypto will play in modernizing the global financial system. In a May 22nd blog post, the firm outlined its plan for its new Moving America Forward campaign, which will kick off via a series of 4 different advertisements showing Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong. These will mostly air during popular Sunday shows, aka football, on US TV, with some also appearing during breaks of the NBA Finals series for those who watch the National Basketball Association. Coinbase is launching Crypto America Forward, a national campaign to explain crypto's critical role as an underlying technology that will update the global financial system. The firm noted, this week, DC will see a new TV campaign that will explain how crypto moves America forward and why it's the most important technology we have to create more economic freedom. And I clicked on things again. Shame on me. I always do
You love
this.
that shit.
Well, I highlight when I'm reading because it helps me focus. But when it's a Twitter thing, I'm clicking into the link. Why? Save me. It's time to update the system, and crypto can help. So that's cool. And here's kind of what they look like. Little talking head videos. So
Yes.
check that out on Coinbase's Twitter if you're interested. The campaign will also focus on overseas adoption of crypto and blockchain in countries like China, as the firm aims to highlight the U.S. global economic leadership and national security are at risk if the U.S. secedes, but I've never seen it spelled that way.
Yeah,
Seeds.
seeds.
It's
Concedes or
That's not
seeds.
seeds. I understand.
Yeah.
Its role in building technology that will be central to the world's financial structure. The ads are titled "The History of Money Initiative," "Stand with Crypto Day," "Real People Using Crypto for Real Needs." That's cool. And the State of Crypto Summit, with each one premiering over the course of 4 separate weeks. Dude, that's nice. Like, like, yo, chat, let us know what you're feeling on this, because like, I know not everyone loves Coinbase as much as other exchanges, but like, can we at least give credit where credit is due here? This is
Yeah.
legit.
This is good for the industry, and this is good for awareness, because most Americans have no clue that it's not America against Coinbase or crypto. It's the powers that be and whoever controls money. Let's put it that way. Controls money is against Bitcoin and the entire industry, and
Yeah.
they're forcing it out. Here's Coinbase making the moves to protect their users, but also letting them know we want to stay stateside. We're being forced out.
Yep.
Let's do something about it so this doesn't happen.
And that's really how you make changes, though. You get everyone being like, "Hey, government, why are you doing that?" And they're like, "Oh, we got to put."
Yeah.
We can't. What do you mean we're playing nice? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Gundy says the Swiss own the dough. Well, some people do.
On a global scale.
Some people do. That's for sure. So, History of Money Initiative and campaign, or ad campaign, explores the historical timeline of currency. Oh, I love this. This is so good. Peter must be loving this. I'm going to make sure he gets his eyes on this, because I'm pretty sure he has, but I'd love to get his take on this. From goats in 10,000 BC to crypto today. And we'll also feature a wallscape campaign on Wall Street, visually documenting the historian's work, and an armored money truck turned into a mobile billboard. That's cool. That's like Payday 2, you know. The Stand with Crypto Day ad will promote an upcoming lobby-focused event hosted by the firm. Let's go. The event will take place on July 19th in Washington, D.C. Will consist of the crypto community members advocating for crypto-friendly policies with their respective members of Congress. We've been saying this needs to happen. I love that Coinbase has the visibility and the faculty to organize this and do it in a way that's actually going to stick. So, yeah, Indo, that's it, dude. Coinbase is making moves. They're going to scoop up some coin shares.
Yeah.
And this is super good too, because Coinbase just dropped their base cryptocurrency. So I'm hoping this is good for that too. The later two ads, Real People Using Crypto for Real Needs in the State of Crypto Summit, will cover how people are using crypto to pursue economic freedom and promote another Coinbase event held in New York City on June 22nd, when I don't know if Litecoin is going to be pumping around then, but it could
Good timing,
be.
though. Good timing.
The latest campaign follow. Oh, let's take a peek at this. What's the okay, it's actually like acting. Oh,
So it's comparing
fees,
crypto. Yeah.
overdraft fees. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This will stick. That'll get mom and dad's attention.
Me likey.
It's time to update the system.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness. I'm into that. And they're showing basically snail mail and how this is the equivalent of snail mail money, right?
Absolutely. Because there's someone in the middle that
Yeah.
has to taking part of your value. Oh.
What is this? So this is Coinbase.
Coinbase.
I'm gonna drop the link for you in the chat here, because
Yes.
I love you. And yeah, get involved with this stuff, man. This is legit. This is super cool. I'm gonna be barking out about this and seeing if we can't help mobilize the crypto nation.
Absolutely.
So, latest campaign follows a similar ad this year from Coinbase, focused on the theme of modernizing the financial technology via cryptocurrency. And I love getting ahead of this before the CBDC, becomes a big conversation.
Mhm.
Because if Coinbase this really is a race. Like, if Coinbase educates the general public before CBDCs really
Yes.
get their hooks out, like the
Guys.
CBDCs are going to have a hard time actually getting. So Coinbase is like on the forefront of kind of warding that off, which is
Yes.
brilliant.
And you have statesmen in Florida and other places also clearly saying CBDCs are not good.
Yeah.
Like, privacy all goes away. Now they ask you at the bank, once CBDCs are deployed to the general public, they don't need to ask you. They'll fucking
Yeah.
see every penny of yours.
Which is wet dream for the NSA, but like, yeah. So in March, the firm released an ad via YouTube titled "It's time to update the financial system," while it also aired an ad during the NFL Super Bowl in February 22 that contained a scannable QR code. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember. It crashed
Which
the
brought
site.
I think that means which brought users to a promotional BTC giveaway page. We do it live, baby. I'm telling you. The firm also ramped up its lobbying effort. We got no time for Microsoft Word, spell check. Send it. On May 12th, the firm launched the Global Advisory Council, staffed with several former U.S. lawmakers and industry leaders. The aim of the group is to navigate the increasingly complex and evolving crypto landscape globally. Well, in February, it also launched a U.S.-focused grassroots political campaign dubbed Crypto 435, which is focused on making crypto users' voices heard in all 435 congressional districts. Let's go. This is wholesome, dude. Here's what I love about this so much. This is in stark contrast to some other more recent political efforts where people do not remain peaceful.
Right. Yes.
We listen carefully. We must always be upstanding citizens. We must always be peaceful, clearly spoken, will articulate our positions. Like, we have to be spotless and without blame. We can't be playing these, burn the dumpster games. Like, we're not doing that crap.
No.
So if you pull that crap, I was telling you, we don't condone that. Don't be playing that. Jaime is going to spank your ass if you play like that.
I just need your address so I can go do it.
I will take off my leather belt and I'll spank your ass. You will get spanked.
Yeah, guys. So yeah, we do it differently. It's the best way to change the world, not through shitty attitude or everything else, destroying other people's property.
Right. And that's exactly the point. Like, as soon as you cross that threshold into giving up civil society, and you break it down into the laws of power, like, you're gonna F around, find out. Like, that's what's gonna happen. And people are going to use that as an anchor to discredit your position. They're going to say, look at these people who are burning everything down. They're harming people and whatever. They're going to use it to villainize you. So don't play like that. Be upstanding. And then they literally have no mud to throw at you that will stick. If anyone looks into it, they're like, I don't know. They seem to be making good sense. Like,
precisely.
And they want to help me make money and give me freedom. Like, I can't hate these guys. Yeah.
Now, when someone starts insulting you, you're reasoning someone, they start insulting you or being shitty with you. Clearly, it shows the person that's acting negatively is wrong, not the person that stays cool, calm, and stands their ground. So
that's it.
Be that guy.
Yeah. You're that guy, pal. Trust me. You're that guy.
That guy. Or gal. Either way.
Shares in Coinbase Global rose 7.56%. People love it. Over the last 24 hours, and was trading at $61 at the time of writing, according to Google Finance. So this is hype, dude. We're gonna pay attention to this. We'll keep moving, but another article here this morning: Coinbase asks the court to step in to get answers on its rulemaking petition. So this is
I remember that
this is part and parcel with that last bit here, right? So cryptocurrency. What? Hold on. I'm not Launchpad. We're not flexing on you. You're gonna. Oh, you're not respecting it. Look, I'm gonna shame you on crypto and coffee. Like bye. Crypto. Okay, let's read this here. So cryptocurrency. I gotta zoom in, bro. I'm all screwed up. I'm all chopped and screwed. Cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase called on a court to issue a writ of mandamus, which sounds like a transformer, telling the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to respond to its rulemaking petition within 7 days. A mandamus is warranted because the SEC has made up its mind to deny Coinbase's petition, the exchange said in a court filing on Monday. And then they just dropped this last news. A mandamus is a or is an order from a court to a government official ordering it to fulfill certain duties. I love this.
Beautiful.
This is power to the people.com. I'm telling you, I like this. Last night, so this is Paul Grewal. He's the CFO. Is that right? Over at Coinbase, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
So late last night, Coinbase replied to the Third Circuit to SEC's arguments against our petition for a writ of mandamus. Optimus Prime. Mandamus is the tailor-made remedy for extraordinary facts presented here. We continue to appreciate the court's consideration. So that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
In little words, do your job. That's all they're asking.
Yeah.
Do your job.
So what is it we pay you here for, guy?
That's right.
I didn't realize that you're the chief thumb sitter. Is that true?
Yeah.
You sitting on your thumb here, pal?
Clarify, yay or nay, and don't
Yeah.
stammer like you did it before Congress when they brought you to testify. Uncle
You got to
Gary.
articulate in a circular motion, bud.
Yep.
For maximum stimulation. So Coinbase requests come after it filed a petition with the SEC in July of last year, asking the agency to write rules explaining how security laws apply to cryptocurrencies. Just tell us. SEC asked a judge to reject Coinbase's rulemaking petition last week, saying that it is not mandated to meet the requirements outlined by Coinbase. Coinbase has since pushed back, and they should push back. Just say, like, yo, dog, you got a job to do. This court should issue a writ of mandamus instructing the SEC to respond to Coinbase's rulemaking petition within 7 days, Coinbase said on Monday. Alternatively, the court should retain jurisdiction and order the SEC to explain its delay to date. Ooh. It's like, you forget who has power in this situation. Like, we the people, hate to tell you, are also a branch of the government. Wamp wamp. State when it will respond and provide progress reports to the court. The relationship between SEC and Coinbase has gotten rocky. Has it, Jaime? So?
Well, you did wrong first, government, because the guys have been working with you since day one.
Yeah. I got to say, though, if we're going ice cream, Rocky Road is my go-to. I love that it has a good texture and also these nuts. So back in March, the commission sent a Wells notice to Coinbase threatening the crypto exchange with legal actions regarding some of its listed digital assets. Its staking service, Coinbase Earn, Coinbase Prime, and Coinbase Wallet. So, dude, a catch-22. The SEC chair, Jerry Gensler, has repeatedly told crypto exchanges to register with the agency. You might ask, why do I say his name like that? You ever watch Parks and Rec? There's a guy called Gary. They keep calling him Jerry and keep changing his name. It's a joke on that. It's not really anything against this specific fellow. But the SEC refuses to promulgate rules that would enable the industry to know the SEC standards for determining whether digital assets may be securities or provide a workable path to register when required, Coinbase said. That makes for a catch-22, the exchange said. Coinbase also said the SEC has no intention of engaging in rulemaking, citing enforcement actions over the past year in its own Wells notice, which I'm sure they have framed on the wall with a big lipstick kiss. Because I would.
Well,
be like, you can kiss it. These actions presuppose that the agency believes the securities laws are clear and workable as applied to digital assets, and that additional rulemaking is unnecessary, Coinbase said. So, what do you think about all this Coinbase stuff? I actually want you to tell us in the chat. This is not just, hey, engage in the chat. No, I'm really asking you to. I want to know, are you at least like yeet on Coinbase, or are you like, nah, dog, you whack? I love the SEC, and I think they're doing a great job.
Now, why are we salty, to be honest with you guys, is because instead of actually working it out and being very clear, guys, stop this, this is why, and give the foundations. No, there's been multiple cases that the SEC has lost, 6 out of 7 or 5 out of 6 cases just recently, where the courts are like, bro, you're not bringing the evidence, or what, you're not bringing definition. So not only has that occurred, but in the meantime, because there is no regulatory clarity, they're suing. They're dropping lawsuits against the industry. So it's that catch 22 that's just mentioned here. They're leveraging it to make money, and that's not right. America has been known for progress, and whenever a new industry comes up, like the internet came up, there is that working together as an industry to make things happen. And this is what is not happening on Uncle Gensler. It's just not happening. They're just abusing and beating up the industry. So let's get some clarity. Coinbase and company, well done. Let's get this grassroots and get reaction before the CBDCs are launched.
I'm with it. And I apologize to everyone. I had to do this. Hump that like button. It's hump day.
Make it happen, guys. Make it
Oh, man.
happen.
No, really, it seriously does help. We've been looking at the algorithms, and the more people show up on the show, hit like, and share it to their like general social media feeds, the more people see this stuff, which means more people actually know what the hell's going on, and they're not going to be wailed on by people who are not really showing a curated news. They're showing like things that don't really matter. And like I can't tell you how this happens so often. I have people come up to me like, "Hey, you're a crypto guy, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Hey, what do you think about PulseX coin or Hex coin?" Or they just like ask me about something where I'm like, that is so peripheral. Like that is not what's going on in the crypto space. And I know some guy, you're on some Facebook page and some guy's like, basically a multi-level marketing schemer, and he's trying to get you to buy into some trash coin so he can dump it on you. Like, we don't play that. I'm telling you.
No.
So please help us protect other people from schemers, and
Yes.
let's see this community grow, because I think we become stronger when good news is promoted. So
Precisely.
getting into our headline article for the day. So everyone's been salty about Ledger, and with good reason, because I mean, Dirty Shovel Gang, like we have these principles for a reason, right? Like the reason we hold to self-custody is because that's the whole value proposition of cryptocurrency. It's that like there's no middleman. We don't got to trust a middleman. And I agree that this was short-term thinking on Ledger's part to say, hey, let's create some sort of a recovery service. And I get it that they were looking at people who don't understand the value proposition, but I think educating them as to why they should hold this value prop instead of pandering to some sort of a compromise is the right move, right?
Yes. And there were KYCing if you're going to turn this on, meaning now you're exposed, your privacy is exposed, and the parties you got involved to as your backup were needing to KYC, which exposes them to it. So it's, yeah, the way they deployed, the idea is phenomenal, but the fact that they were exposing private information for public, that's the problem. So let's get to it, brother. It's humbling.
And I'm the kind of guy who crunches my eyes. My dentist says I shouldn't, but I still do it. Say I won't. So Ledger Key recovery service is paused amid backlash, and probably someone's tires got slashed. I don't know. I'm not admitting to anything myself, but I think it probably happened. People were that pissed.
Yeah.
Coinbase. Ledger says they're going to open source their code. That's that. I mean, that's the best case scenario.
Side. Yeah.
That's the best we could ask for. So let's read this here. Ledger CEO Pascal Guthier says the past week has been a humbling experience as he got punched in the nuts by the general public. No, I said that. And apologize for the firm's miscommunication. This is the way. Leadership just eats crow. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You don't blame it on some other person. You just eat the crow.
Yep.
Publicly
and make
eat the crow.
That's respectable.
It is. And I've always held this, like in a business environment, if someone who reports to you makes a mistake, you as the leader, this is part of leadership. You as the leader own it. And you say, we made this mistake.
Yes.
You don't say, sorry, one of my lower technicians made this mistake and it's his fault, but
Yeah.
I
That's,
fixed it. You don't do that. You publicly just own it.
that's a beta male, by the way.
You publicly own it, and then privately you talk to the person whom it pertained to, and you correct them as needed, right?
Yep.
Public. That's how good leadership functions, right? We publicly praise our teammates,
Yep.
privately correct them.
Yes.
Publicly accept blame personally, privately correct. That's the mode.
It is
So
the
the
way.
hard that's the way, guy. Don't I mean think about it. Like if you had a boss who did that, you'd be like, dude, I'm gonna follow this guy into the fire and flames. Like he's got me, you know. So, hardware wallet company Ledger is postponing the launch of Ledger Recovery following an intense week of criticism and nut kicking from the crypto community. I said the nut kicking part.
But you're not far from truth, bro.
In May 23rd, Twitter Spaces joined by over 13,000 users. I should have been there, man. I got to pay attention more to Twitter Spaces. Indo keeps telling me, I know. Ledger chairman and CEO Pascal Guthier said it has been a humbling experience and a hard lesson in communication. This isn't just a communication. Don't say it's just communication. You shouldn't have even know. You shouldn't have even created this product. This experience has been very humbling. We miscommunicated on the launch of this product. It was not our intention to take people by surprise. Well, you did. So because of that, we understand the community's direction and apologize for the miscommunication. Guthier revealed that in response to concerns, the firm would be accelerating its plans to open source more of its code base.
That's good. That's
Good.
very good, because now the public and experts can audit it and tell the audience and their people, guys, this is what the code is actually doing.
Yeah.
And as a community can even improve on it. So well done.
Guthier revealed in response to concerns, the firm would be accelerating its plans to open source more of its code base. It will start with core components, that's the right way, its operating system and Ledger Recover. So they're not getting rid of Ledger Recover, but what they're doing is they're going to open source it. And Ledger Recover is opt-in. Like you have to go out of your way to opt into it. It's not default. So don't be afraid if you're using Ledger here. What you stated won't be released until work is complete. Okay. Yeah, if you're going to keep it, that's fine. What I recommend to Ledger is to not go this direction. My recommendation is if you want to have this feature, this recover feature, make it a completely separate product. I should have to buy a different physical hardware wallet that supports this. It shouldn't be on your base platform. This shouldn't be on the Ledger Nano S Plus or X
or the X or any of those.
You should have to go out of your way to buy a Ledger Recover, and that should be the product name, in my opinion.
And by the way,
be a different piece of hardware.
And by the way, any of us that are considering doing this, because you're thinking, well, yeah, I do need my auntie and my wife and my kiddos to have the different pieces. Know this: the moment you do it and expose their ID or their identity and yours by KYCing, you cannot undo that. You cannot now buy something else because when you transfer it out, they already know where it's sourced from. So you just go to that source.
If you want to do this, you can do this arts and crafts style. You can literally on a piece of paper just put 1/3 of your seed phrase and put it in a plastic bag and give it to your grandma and say, Grandma, I want you to put this in, your special place. Don't say that. Say put it in, your whatever secure location you agree on.
Yes.
And she puts it there, and like if you need it, you go and talk to her. You don't have to include a third party in it. You can just go directly to your trusted contacts and do this. So I recommend if you want to be this level of safe, and this isn't a bad idea anyway, for you to do it. It's a bad idea for you to KYC it.
Agreed. You do not want to do that.
Yeah.
Guys, we should not be showing. No, it's just crazy that someone would do that willingly. I mean, we are responsible citizens that declare our taxes. But by doing it preemptively, exposing whose money is this, whose money is that, whose money, exposing all that. It's not just for the governments. Bad actors will leverage this. A lot of people will leverage this that have no business leveraging your store value to their benefit. So for the love of God, think twice before you expose your ownership of it. There's a reason grandma back in the day put it under her mattress, not somewhere, and then told the world, guys, my money is over here at the mattress. Okay. You don't do that. So think twice before you do such a thing. Protect.
Look under the third oak tree on my property. Yeah,
that's right. And that's what you're doing by exposing it publicly.
So that's our thought is that if you do care about having this, don't go through the first party ledger recover. Just literally give like a third of your pieces to different people, and you accomplish the same thing without any of the drawbacks. So which he stated won't be released until work is complete. So continuing, Charles Guillemet, the chief technology officer of Ledger, said that over the coming days, a white paper on the Recover protocol would become an open source, along with technical blog posts to explain the principles of Recover and more detailed explanations of how the process works. Okay, as long as I never have to opt into it.
Right. I'm not going to do it.
I don't care that it exists too much, other than if you're a noob, you're a noob. It's that, you know. And if you screw this up, look, here's my take on this. If you do go into this Ledger Recover, you need to get a different hardware wallet. You need to transfer all your money from this, KYC Recover compromised account to a centralized exchange, trade your coins, whatever, and then sift them out onto something that doesn't have this Ledger Recover. That's the only way for you to kind of wash that issue, out of your posture. So, anyways, so it's going to be very easy and clear for every single cryptography and security expert to have a look at the protocol to get more guarantees and understand how it works.
Yep.
Guillemet noted that this would also allow developers to build their own backup provider for the seed phrase shards rather than using the one offered by Ledger. Okay. I see. I'm okay with that. I think that's a better direction. It's still not what I suggested, but he said that he will allow developers to build their own backup provider. So basically, he's going to create a module for this so the third parties can figure out their own way to handle this and not have to trust Ledger. You can outsource it. So,
and as two, and remember, they got hacked twice already, and not the wallet itself, but the client database. So by outsourcing, hopefully the outsource isn't KYCing the damn thing. They don't just copycat the mistake. So keep an eye on this, guys.
And we'll talk about it as it happens. But this has always been something important for Ledger, but this recent event showed how important it is for the community. You think? Come on. And this is how, hold up for a second. So you think somebody, one, puts a ton of their money into crypto, two, spends a good amount of money to buy a ledger to secure that crypto, and you're surprised they care about self-custody? All right, dude.
Sweet Lord.
Well, lay off the peyote and
and
pay attention.
Remember the industry. It's privacy. It's own your own value. Protect your value, not expose it to public viewing. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, I mean, apply this to your house though. We open sourced the design for your house key. You're like, don't do that.
Here's how you unlock it. Let's go.
Yeah. But this recent event showed how important it is for the community, and this is why we decided to prioritize this open sourcing process. That's good. So they literally have a roadmap, which is brilliant. So so what's already open source is their SDK, 150 plus applications, and their cryptography library, which is part of their operating system. That's good. And so phase one of what they're about to do, the white paper of the recovery protocol, or the Recover protocol, education, technical blog post to explain the principles of Recover. Well, good luck there. You're going to get ripped up. Blog post explaining the security review process and controls. Okay. That's good, but they're still barking up the wrong tree. They're going to hear about this.
Yeah, they will.
In the coming weeks, tools to implement your own shard backup provider. That's cool. Open sourcing of the dashboard, which is a specific part of the OS containing recovery implementation. Okay, that's cool. And then in the coming months, modularize even more the OS in order to keep as little as possible on the part that must be trusted. Cool. That is 95% directionally correct. I think the only part that isn't directionally correct is they don't have to go down the road of this Recover thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, in my opinion, they should just have a different product, just have a different hardware.
Yep.
And then OGs don't got to worry about you. And here's the other thing. If any level of confidence is shaken, people will find some other crypto hardware product that doesn't have this feature. That's
I've
all that's
already
gonna
looked.
happen.
I already
Yeah.
found 2.
Yeah, that's all that's going to happen. So like Ledger has a lot to lose by even going this direction at all. Like this is like, hey guys, let's release a product that will lose customers. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's put money in that. It's like,
yeah, it's
okay,
like
cool.
they don't understand crypto. People have it because it's safe.
Or
Yeah.
they're French. That's the reason they don't get it. It could be they're French.
No, that's the wrong
Saudi, I
thing
was
to say.
smoking is.
That's the
You never know. You never know. Maybe it was a language barrier issue. You don't know. Ledger recently told Cointelegraph that it would continue to open source more and more of our code until we reach a similar level as Raspberry Pi. That's cool. Okay. I like that. Ledger found itself in a PR nightmare. That's true. After revealing plans on May 16th to introduce a key recovery tool called Ledger Recover, the firmware update would allow users that lost their private seed phrase to get it back via an optional feature. Yeah. The firm faced backlash from some members of the crypto community, that's modest, who believe that this would add a backdoor for users' private keys to be removed from the device. So that's the news on that. Thank you for the comments. Yeah. We love grandma. We do.
Yeah. And remember, how
yeah.
do hackers get Bitcoin nowadays? It's the human factor. The weakest link is the
social
human
engineering.
factor, social engineering. And
Mhm.
what this tool is doing is now breaking up into 3 pieces and sending for social engineering holes to other people that may be vulnerable to hackers or social engineering themselves, versus someone who's awake and watching their shit is like, nah. That's why you don't answer spam calls. You don't answer or these emails that are sus. It just don't touch them.
Well, just click the link to make sure it's legit. Like, no, just
Yeah, it's like, please validate this transaction on your credit card. It's like, never happened, bitch.
Yeah. Indo says, even with open source, I don't know if they can get trust back, dude.
Agreed.
Ledger, if you're randomly watching Crypto and Coffee, let me tell you this. Here's your way out. Make a totally separate product called Ledger Recover and completely compartmentalize the service in that. Make it so people have to go out of the way to buy that one and not the OG Ledger. Apologize and say that the OG Ledger will remain as it always was. We're not going to mess with it. That's
There's
how
a
you fix
reason.
this. And if you don't do that, you're just going to lose customers. Like it's whatever.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Ledger. That's it. It's that simple. Create a new product if you want to break it. Break that product, but don't risk what's already working.
That's called the barge model, by the way. And it's a good idea.
Yes.
And by the way, if you do a barge model where you create a compartmentalization for a new test, you're like, hey, people love this. And then you can ask the community, would you like us to add this over here? And if they vote as a majority, you did that without having to make an announcement. You did that by simply asking your community what they want.
This is the way.
Just don't be stupid. Like actually talk to your community and they'll tell you what they want.
Don't dictate to it. Listen to it.
Early adopter cryptos are pretty vocal. So
I know. I'm surprised you even did this, Ledger.
Yeah, dude. So Hong Kong, our next story here, Hong Kong to permit licensed crypto exchanges to offer services to retail investors. So why is this big news? Well, China was very anti-crypto for a while, and Hong Kong, albeit a different piece of China, they kind of have some different rules and laws. This is a big deal because that's a lot of money to come into the general ecosystem. So
Yes.
we don't want to ignore that. So Hong Kong Security and Futures Commission, the SFC, has released the result of its consultation paper on regulating crypto assets in the country. In an announcement on May 23rd, 2023, the financial watchdog said it received 152 submissions from the key players in the industry, professional associations, and consultancy firms, greenlighting its proposal to allow licensed crypto exchanges to serve retail investors in the nation. Whoa. That's big, dude.
Yeah. That's opposite to what they just did 2 years ago.
This is big. So the new development enables digital asset service providers, or DASP, that demonstrate compliance with the new rule book to apply for licenses from the appropriate authorities, while those who do not plan to follow the SFC's proposed directives are required to close their business dealings in Hong Kong. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, if that's the direction they want to go, at least it's something.
SEC, learn something. Learn something.
I mean, when China's beating you, dude, let's pay attention. Hong Kong's new crypto guidelines to become effective June 1st. So although the new guidelines are set to take effect starting June 1st, 2023, the upcoming regulatory framework will encompass essential aspects, including asset custody, safety requirements, avoidance of conflicts of interest, customer asset segregation, and cyber attack standards, or cybersecurity standards. While the regulator is yet to approve any crypto trading platform to provide its business offerings to retail investors, crypto exchanges such as Huobi Global, OKX, and Gate.io have applied to obtain virtual asset service providers, or VASP, licenses from the country. If approved, the country or the companies can tap that Hong Kong crypto market to increase their user base and strengthen their footprints in the industry. So I just, wow. When I saw this, I was like, am I sleeping? Like, no, you're awake. The decision by the SFC to allow authorized exchanges to operate in the country marks a significant step towards enhancing market integrity and building trust within the space. Through this move, Hong Kong has taken a step forward towards achieving its goal of developing a virtual asset hub and becoming a center for technological innovations. So to protect consumer interests, aside from crypto trading platforms to operate in the country, the financial regulator is committed to providing stringent measures to safeguard investors while following the inputs from the result of the consultation paper released in February. Some of the measures to be implemented in the rulebook include good governance practices, ensuring suitability during the onboarding process, conducting enhanced token due diligence, setting admission criteria, and promoting disclosure. Yeah, that's how you do it. According to the SFC's chief executive officer, Miss Julia, is that Luang? How do you pronounce that, Jaime?
Lung. It sounds like lung. Yeah.
Okay. Miss Julia Lung, the upcoming guidelines for operators of digital asset trading platform align with the same business and rule regulatory measures that aim to provide robust investor protections and manage risks. Providing clear regulatory expectations is key to fostering responsible development.
Yep.
Gotcha. Hong Kong's comprehensive virtual asset regulatory framework follows the principles of same business, same risks, and same rules. It aims to provide robust investor protection and manage key risks, Lung said.
Is that so hard to do, America? That's so hard to do.
Bro, I want you to pay attention right here, okay? Very last article, we're going to fly by this real quick, but Solana blockchain integrates ChatGPT, launching AI accelerator. So I've had some conversations recently with some very, very smart people in the space. And what they're identifying is that AI might be the key to unlock scalability. And crypto has been choking with the scalable development question. And AI might actually be the solution here, because AI has the ability to take your current code, break it down into patterns and relationships, and standardize those patterns and relationships so different pieces can plug in. Cosmos is doing this quite well without the AI integration, but I think Solana recognizes that with AI, and granted, Solana's got a lot of Silicon Valley types behind it. So, yeah, that's a really big deal. So I want everyone to be paying attention. Like, hey, DCTV, why do you talk about AI so much? Well, AI is a peripheral technology to crypto that's going to accelerate crypto. So we have to talk about it because it's so peripheral to all of tech, but especially to crypto, because crypto is such a fringe technology, with blockchain being quite complex compared to traditional systems. AI cannot be ignored. So we have to talk about it because it pertains to everything we do. It'll change trading. It'll change programming. It will change security. It's going to change every component of our crypto industry. So pay attention.
Absolutely.
But that's the TLDR. I won't dig into that today, but for your edification, I will put that in the chat if you want to read on that yourself. So until next time, I am the Data Lord. This is Jaime. This was Crypto and Coffee here on Decentralized TV. We hope to be the best crypto news show here on the general internet. Big announcement too. We are now streaming on Twitter and YouTube. So if YouTube decides that they don't like what we're saying, we'll be over
gotta hedge
on
our bets,
Twitter
guys.
too. Because
Absolutely.
we like a lot of the stuff we've seen from Twitter, just as far as like censorship concerns. So
And integrating crypto into their platform.
so we out here
Mhm.
wilding. So go ahead and like and subscribe if you're not. We do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 Eastern. And until next time, keep calm and huddle on.
See you then. Let's do it. Blueberry Moon. Let's go. It's good work, Data Lord.
The show's over. Get out of here.
Yeah, go home. Go do your job.